Hi, this is Suraksha from Group 8. Our topic for case study is the Volkswagen emission scandal. Today we talk about the 2015 emission scandal as a result of corporate deception, leadership failures which leads to significant environmental consequences and financial disaster to the company. In this presentation, we will talk about how putting profit first over integrity lead to widespread harm as well as solution for future misconduct preventions. Summarizing the key points, the Volkswagen's deception tactics includes installing defeat devices in 11 million diesel cars to manipulate emission tests, allowing vehicles to emit up to 40 times more than the legal limit for nitrogen oxide in real-world driving. This scandal exposed several weaknesses in the company's corporate governance, leadership, and compliance, which showed the company put profit as priority over integrity. It impacted customers, investors, and government agencies significantly while the company faced 25 billion USD in fines and 30% stock price decline, along with the several environmental and health impacts. So, Volkswagen, who falsely marketed their cars as eco-friendly to the customers, had installed sophisticated software in 11 million diesel cars. The software detected test conditions and activated emission control to reduce nitrogen oxide emissions to meet regulatory standards during testing. However, in reality, those cars emitted up to 40% to the allowable levels, causing significant environmental harm. The company deceived regulators like EPA for years with falsified compliance data, undermining public health safeguards. This involved senior engineers and executives who focused on market dominance rather than compliance. This resulted in billions in fines, massive recalls, and a big hit to the reputations of the company. Thank you.
Hello everyone, it's me Radhika Buratoki. My student ID is EMV81299. Today I'll be discussing the ethical leadership and governance failures that played a major role in the Volkswagen emissions scandal, a significant case that impacted the automotive industry in 2015. Volkswagen admitted to installing defeat devices in over 11 million vehicles to cheat emissions tests, allowing their cars to appear environmentally friendly while polluting far beyond legal limits. This scandal exposed deep flaws in ethical leadership, corporate governance, and regulatory oversight. It's a stark reminder of what happens when profit is prioritized over integrity. Over the next few minutes, we will explore the ethical failures, governance breakdowns, and their impact on stakeholders, along with key lessons for business ethics. Let's dive into the details. Point to the table or key points on the slide. The slide highlights the ethical leadership and governance failures at Volkswagen. The company's leadership failed to enforce ethical standards, allowing a culture of rule-breaking to thrive. Evidence suggests senior management either looked the other way or neglected the use of defeat devices, showing a clear lack of accountability. Corporate governance was equally weak. Insufficient internal controls and oversight means fraudulent behavior went undetected for years. This led to billions in fines, legal cases, and severe reputational damage. The key takeaway here is that ethical leadership and transparent governance are critical to prevent systematic misconduct. Without them, companies risk not only legal consequences but also the trust of their stakeholders. Just toward this slide to emphasize stakeholder impact, the Volkswagen scandal had a widespread effect on stakeholders. Consumers were misled about the environmental performance of their vehicles, leading to lawsuits and demands for compensation. Investors saw Volkswagen's stocks plummet by 40%, wiping out trust and brand equity. Regulators, caught off guard, responded by introducing stricter testing standards like the Real Driving Emissions Protocol. This scandal teaches us that ethical lapses hurt everyone, like consumers, investors, and the environment. It underscores the need for an ethical corporate culture, accountable leadership, and stakeholder-centered governance. By prioritizing integrity and transparency, business can avoid such devastating consequences and build long-term trust. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Suvexa Resta. I will be speaking about environmental and health impact on Volkswagen emission scandal. The environmental and health impacts of Volkswagen actions were incredibly serious. The affected cars were releasing nitrogen oxide at levels up to 40 times higher than that's legally allowed. This type of pollution contributes heavily to smog and poor air quality, especially in busy urban areas. It's not just about the air looking dirty, it has real health effects on people. Because of extra emission, many people faced increased risks of respiratory disease like asthma, and beyond that, studies have connected nitrogen oxide exposure to cardiovascular problems and even early death. Volkswagen's decisions to cheat the system also meant they were ignoring major environmental law like the US Clean Act, which exists to protect public health, and the planet. In short, this scandal didn't just hurt the company's image, it had real-life consequences for people and our environment. After the scandal, Volkswagen had no choice but to take big steps to rebuild its reputation and its business. First, they announced a major shift towards electric mobility. Their goal is to become the world's leading producer of electric vehicles by 2025. This was a bold move to show that they are aligning with global sustainability efforts. They also started investing in carbon neutral manufacturing that includes building plants that operate with zero emission and reducing carbon dioxide across their production chain. It's part of their plan to show a serious commitment to environmental responsibility. To help repair the damage to their image, Volkswagen launched a massive public relationship campaign. They highlighted their new focus on sustainability, transparency, and doing business the right way. But despite this effort, Volkswagen still faces some big challenges. People are skeptical. Many are still unsure if the company has truly changed its value or if it's just trying to fix its image. Changing a company's culture from profit first to ethics first doesn't happen overnight. So while Volkswagen has taken real steps in right direction, earning back trust and proving long-term commitment will take time, consistency, and accountability.
Shubham, and in this video I'm going to talk about the financial losses and legal consequences that the company had to bear for purposely installing emission defeat devices to its vehicles. The stock value of the company fell approximately by 30% right after the Environmental Protection Agency's announcement, which led to wiping off billions of dollars in market capitalization. The company ended up paying $25 billion in fines to the US government for car buybacks and environmental mitigation issues, which included one of the biggest settlements ever made um, on an automobile company of 4.3 billion for their criminal and civil charges. The company had to recall over 11 million vehicles worldwide, which added more to their financial burdens. The reputational harm to Volkswagen was more subtle and long-lasting. Consumer confidence in the company and the German auto sector was severely damaged. According to a study, the annual sales of cars fell approximately by 34.6%, indicating a significant shift in the consumer behavior. The company undertook some rebranding campaigns, increased its transparency, and emphasized more on environment sustainability, like launching the ID series to become a global electronic leader, but none of it seemed to work. The public distrust continued for several years. Stakeholders' communications and media coverage indicated a challenging and drawn-out road to reputation restoration. The controversy revealed serious flaws in Volkswagen's ethical failure. The company implemented new ethical training, whistleblower safeguards, and compliance procedures, serving as a cautionary tale for unethical conduct.